Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Pete and today we are going to redesign the interiors for my 4 spring villagers. Bo, Shep, Eunice, and Eric are all going to get house makeovers today and they turned out spectacular. I really love doing home remodels, so this was a lot of fun for me to do and I really hope that you guys have a lot of fun watching it. So here's a little sneak peek before we jump right in. Alright, so we are going to start off with Shep's house. He is the one in the far back, and I wanted to give him a little reading nook, so that's where we're going to start out with. As you can tell, I did find a window illusion code that I liked. However, the code that I found is by crossing.scurvy on Instagram, but her codes were not transparent. So I made a transparent version of the tulip code and the little like pink flower code. I also found an Art Nouveau glass catalog that I made different versions of transparent Art Nouveau glassware from. So that is what I'm going to be using for my window illusions. But as you can tell, I finished that illusion up really quick. It was super cute. I really love having like a low bench kind of window seat. Even I know the villagers can't use it, which is really sad, but it is so cute to look at. So that is where his house is. Then he gets a little bed area, a little area for his daily getting around, and then the small little kitchen area. And that's going to be Shep's house. On the walls, I like the walls to be full, and I don't like them to necessarily be like super bare. I think it just looks very empty and boring to me. So I put a fair amount of decor on the walls, and then on the side over there by his bed, I liked the idea of the hanging terrain, but it looked funny with the mobile, so I ended up not using it. And now it is on to Eunice's house. Eunice's house, it turned out really well. I gave Eunice a divided kitchen and seating area. So Eunice's kitchen starts off with the stone kitchen, which I use I think in all of the houses, just because it's really the only medieval springy one that I like to use. But then, since Eunice's little interest hobby is fashion, I gave her a little fashion corner. And then her kitchen over here, I used the cabinet illusion shelves in the back, and to give her a nice little, area back there where she can serve her guests should she have them, serve herself every day. Seating area over there, and then a tiny little couch. A couch which doubles as a bed because Eunice is the only one I forgot to give a bed to. So, for the sake of this, her bed doubles as her couch. But I just really liked how open and full this house felt. Even though it's not necessarily like super heavy furniture wise, it feels really full and inviting, and I really like how warm the interior is. I was a little worried using the white walls that it wouldn't come together, but it really did. The pink and the blue from the Moroccan furniture really helped tie it all together and bring a lot of warmth into it. So do the tapestries. I know a lot of medieval houses have tapestries. Well, they needed them to keep warmth in with the stone walls, but I thought these little macrame tapestries looked so cute and were very Springcore vibes. So I used those in this build and I think in one of the others. But I really like how this one turned out. I think it's adorable, and I'm so pleased with it. on to Beau's house. So Beau gets a nice big bedroom with a window view, and then I gave him a little seating area out in the front with the Moroccan furniture. I really like the style of the Moroccan furniture. I like how it's very bright, and I like the designs on it. But then I gave him a little seating area in the kitchen. So kitchen right next to the couch, and then a tiny little library. I know Beau's hobby is nature, but so, living on a medieval island, you need a little bit of something to do. So I'm I'm giving Beau a little reading area. Maybe he's a naturalist, kind of exploring the spring items, the spring flora and fauna that he can find on the island. So he needs to document all of that. So he gets a little library and a little book in his seating area. And then it is, time to get all of his little extra decor squared away. And now it is finally time for our last house, which is Eric's house. So for Eric's, I actually wanted to give him a tiny little bath area because I thought, what is nicer at the end of a day than a relaxing bath? So I wanted to give Eric a nice place to relax. He has the picnic outside and he has a little bath inside. So that is why he has a little bath. And then his kitchen is going to take up the other half of the house, and he gets a tiny little seating area with his books and his plants because his hobby is also nature. So I tried to give all of the villagers several pieces to go with their hobbies. So Beau and everybody else, or Beau and Eric, both get a lot of plants in their houses, and then Eric also gets the little bath. So that's gonna be Eric's house, and you guys can watch it all come together. I tried so hard on all of these builds to incorporate like one moss rug, and just none of them fit. They were either too small or too awkwardly, shaped. So I ended up using the vine rugs and the lace or the green shaggy rug, and I think every home, which is kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it ties all of the houses together. But at the same time, I'm like, I would have liked to use a moss rug in at least one of the houses. But there's still two houses left. Agnes's house and Wart Jr.'s house still to go. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get my moss rugs in on one of theirs. All right, so that is my interior remodel of my medieval spring village. I I simply adore how all of their little houses turned out. I love Bo's, I love Shep's, I love Eunice's, and I love Eric's. They are fantastic. They are fantastic. I really, really like how each of them have their own unique houses. Sometimes when I design houses, I feel like I kind of just repeat the same types of themes. And I know I divided out their houses fairly similarly, like they all have like a main hallway in the front and then 2 rooms in the back. But they divided out well in terms of design wise. They each have their own like unique style, which really, really came together, I think, and it makes it look really nice. Using the same colors, the same kinds of rugs, all of that makes it feel cohesive, at least to me. Makes it feel cohesive, and I really like the colors too. Using the greens and the blues and the whites really make this feel very inviting and very warm to me. So I'm, like I said, I am so pleased with how these turned out, and I hope watching these interiors come together was inspiring to you. I hope it gives you some ideas for your own villager remodels if you have Happy Home Paradise and want to remodel your villagers. But I hope it was inspiring to you, and I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!